own a company myself, and if you want to share the profits, that's a brilliant idea. But then when it comes to losses your company makes, do you then sort of say, right, we share profits and we share losses now? So
no, you don't. You don't do that.
No, you don't.
No. So we don't need to go deeper. We just need to look at what Greggs are doing, don't we? Because that's what we're talking about.
I mean, Greggs are slightly different, though, aren't they? Because they're a massive company. They're a huge company. They can afford to do it. Whereas myself, we employ 30 employees, but we have to constantly keep those people in work.
Yes.
So,
I'd rather have a job for 10 years than a job for 2 years with a share of the profits that dry up and then I'm out on my ear. But I don't quite see the logical leap that you've made.
Well, I sort of do, to be honest, because if my company's go bust, and will they stick with me? Will they say, right, Jace, we're going to stay with you, we're going to continue on with you? No, they're going to go and look for other work, aren't they?
Yes.
The profits that you make as well, you need to be putting that back into your company. This thing of greed.
Yes, but this wouldn't be.
It's slightly overused, don't you think? Because
it depends what you understand by it, doesn't it?
Not every business owner wants to keep all the money for themselves.
Well, exactly. So it depends what you understand by it. So when I use the word greed, I'm talking about dividends and profits being taken out of the business. If you're putting it into research and development, then that's not greed, is it?
Yeah, but what?
And also, hang on, Jason, it's important that we both are speaking about the same subject. If you're putting this money into research and development, they're not profits that are being taken out of the country. They're part of your overheads. So we can park that, all right? We park the question on that. We park the question of whether or not you'd expect the staff to divvy up if the company made a loss. It's called profit share, right? Not profit and loss share. So we can park that as well. So that's two objections that are parked. What's left?
But you get a bonus scheme out of it, don't you? So I mean,
well, that's what we're talking about.
Would that not be sufficient enough? I mean,
but that's what this is. This is a bonus scheme.
Do you give a small profit and then they say, right, actually, we feel like we need more, we want more?
But I don't understand what you're objecting to. This is a bonus scheme. 7 million quid, one-off bonus, because the sales went up by an unexpected 13.5% year on year. 25,000 employees, divvy up 7 million quid as a one-off bonus.
It's difficult to imply into smaller and medium-sized companies. I think it's a lot harder because...
Okay, well, this is how, in my naive way... Oh, look, there's £7 million being divided between 25,000 employees. Let's just knock 3 noughts off that, okay? And you've got £7,000 being divided among 25 employees. What's the difference?
What about a company that makes sort of
I don't know what argument you think you're having here.
What do you mean?
Well, look, here are some profits. They're not going into research and development. You don't have a workforce that will be expected to put its hand in its pocket if you make a loss next year. Here are some profits which at the moment are making their way into the pockets of investors or directors, and instead we're going to give 10% of the total. So you still keep 90. We're going to give 10% of the total to the foot soldiers, and you're just dancing around the question of why that's not greed.
Yeah, but what's the difference between a foot soldier and an owner? What if
income?
You're on the same level.
Income, Jason.
Yeah, but
and the owner gets a share as well.
The owner puts all the risk.
Yeah, the owner gets a share as well.
Yeah, but the owner starts it. So when you're earning £2,000,
which is why they keep 90%.
So say you earn that £2,000 a week, but you're happy with giving other people money, are you?
You keep 90% of the profit, right? And you share 10% among the workforce. So quite how that becomes unfair on the person keeping 90% is, well, that is kind of the point of this whole topic, isn't it?
And here you are. It keeps that hierarchy. Every business needs a hierarchy, and I understand. Sharing profits can raise morale, and it can.
But let's just focus on the numbers, all right? You keep 90% of the profit. If you are literally the only shareholder, you start up from scratch, and you are the numero uno, like I think Julian Richer was actually at Richer Sounds. You keep 90% of the profits, and I mean, I hope your staff haven't got the radio on, because their boss is currently on the national radio complaining about the possibility of sharing out 10% among everybody on the workforce while he keeps 90%.
Get a good wage out
of it. He keeps 90%.
You get a good wage out of it.
But a minute ago, you were talking about how good bonus schemes are. Now you've changed your mind.
No, like at the end of a job, you sort of say, right, guys, you've done a good job on this. Here you go. You've done well.
Oh, so you do believe in profit shares then?
Yeah, but it's not a profit share.
Of course it's a profit share. All right, well, you call it whatever you want, Jason. Good grief.